How's it going, guys? My name is Plxton, and today I'm going to be doing the old World Trade Centers for you. And what we're going to need here is glass panes, blocks of iron, grey wall, stone, and stone brick stairs, or we can use cobblestone stairs. It depends on your build style. But I have built it for the most part here just because it's a bit easier, and we can finish our north and south tower whilst doing it this way. So I'll just be doing one side for you, and I haven't really built this building before, so someone requested it not long back and I said I'd do it, so here it is. It's one thing I don't like about it is I built it a little bit bigger than Freedom Tower, which it shouldn't be. It should be a little bit smaller, but I couldn't really get it to work at that height. So anyway, let's get into it. I'm going to pop round to the back here, and this building is, let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's some amount anyway. Right, so what we're going to need to do is place 4 blocks of iron on 4 corners, and so we'll start on one corner and we'll do it here. And these 4 blocks of iron, you're going to take up to 140. So it's not that high, but it is a bit high in a way. I didn't build this in my original world of the world's called Titan, but the city is called Lexington. I haven't got it on my world. I did build something similar before TU12, which was before we could have 256 height, and that, I can't remember why I built that building, but it was ugly, and that put me off doing the World Trade Centers. So that's why I did the modern World Trade Centers, and you've had your showcases and tutorials on them. So you should have these at 140 high, and these are your corner bits. They'll go round. And now if we come to the front or back or whatever, all sides are the same. Hopefully you guys might build this on a kind of plaza type thing. You'll understand if you see the plaza for the World Trade Centers before. And we're going to come out 3 from the blocks of iron that we've placed, and go up. We'll go up 5 right now. So 5 here, and then go across 5 here, and place another set of 2x1 going up 5 again, and do the same. So 5 out and 5 up, and once again. So what you should have is, when I'm finished, a 4 by 140 high blocks of iron bit on both sides, a gap of 3, a 2x1 by 5 stack here, and a gap of 5, the same here, gap of 5, same here, gap of 5, same here, and then 3 again with that. So we've got a kind of pattern forming. And now what we're going to do is we're going to get our blocks of iron, and we're going to come up 1 above these and 1 behind the furthest out, so that we'll end up on this layer. And we're just going to drag this across so that we end up with a little bit of detail. If you look at the buildings themselves, and it's quite annoying when you type in World Trade Center on Google, it always comes up with the Trade Center attacks, and that just bugs me a bit, because I'd rather see the building than that part of the history, which isn't the best part of the history, is it? And now we're going to come up 5 again above this. Let's see, I've done that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, and do that on each pillar. Nice simple design at the start here. 4, 5, and 1 more. And I'm gonna have to sleep in a minute because TU19 came out, but for some reason it won't let me do the daylight setting thing. I'm not sure why, but yeah. I'll put in some potion of night vision as well, just so that if we do go into a sunset, There we go. We'll be alright. And now what we're going to do is do a similar thing where we drag a block of iron going from this corner across again on the back of this, but we're only do it one high this time instead of two high. Nice and easy, just drag it back. And so far you should have a pattern like that. And I'm going to go to sleep just for a second so I can get a nice fresh start for the morning. Okay. And we're going to come back over to it now. And I'm just going to drink some potion of swiftness. I top up on night vision just in case. I haven't done the foundations. But now we're going to just top these out here. Match this with this and come up 2 above that. Just like so. And then do another one on each of them like this. And kind of like spread it out a bit. You can do it another way in a second if you don't want to do it this way. And that's just by taking this all the way up to the top, which we'll do in a second. Alright, so now you're just going to come off this one and do that. And do this on each one. And in the middle sections for these, just undercut it slightly like that. So, once again, do that. And then we'll undercut and come back over. And each of these are going to go to the ceiling height of the building. I'll just finish up with these. Got one more to do. See, on these last ones, you only want to do that. You don't want to have it hit the wall. Yeah, I did that. So with these, just pull it all the way up to the top of the building, and we'll have to cut out a little bit in a second. So all the way up to the top, and yeah, one sec. Yeah, where you've got the 4 bits here, what you're gonna want to do is you go up to 140, which is this height block here. Yeah. Add an extra block on the sides. This is why it pays to do the entire building, but I tried to keep it short for you guys. Always remember, if you get confused, just send me a message or whatnot and I'll get with you. So on the 140, which is here, go up by 1 and add an extra layer across, and then drag your iron blocks over, and this will give you a kind of ceiling for the building. And now what you can do is with each block just kind of drag it across if you've done the 4 bits, which you might have done. But I'm just going to do it to save time. You can catch up with this later on. Looks like I've done that wrong. Oh wait, no, fine. Okay, so I'm just doing this because this is what the building looks like. And I'm kind of sidetracked from what I'm doing. Sorry about that. I'll get back to it in a second. I just wanted to make sure that I had a kind of height barrier to catch up with. Okay, so you should have that kind of look for the top of your building. So, kind of goes up here, across, and then here goes up, across. Anyway, so if we come back to these bits, we're going to go all the way to the top with them, and then come back down. So we've got the 2x1 on each of, what should we call them, a brace? Yeah, they're kind of braces, aren't they? And in the middle bits for these, we also want to do it as well. So where you've got these coming up, take them all the way up to the top as well. And that should be simple enough. So I'll do a few of them with you, and I'll cut and allow you to do the rest of them for yourselves in a second. So I'll bring this one back down, and this will give you the general idea of what you're doing now. I'll just pan out a bit as well. So yeah. Oh, I went a bit far down there. It's because we lost our swiftness. So that's what you should have kind of at the minute. just this kind of brace going across and stuff like that. So we're getting our kind of start pattern for that. So I'm going to cut here and let you just build all these up to the ceiling of the building up there. And I will see you guys in a second. Okay, so hopefully you've done that now, and what we're going to do is go to the top of the building, and I'm just going to slide up here, nice and easy, and we're going to come on the inside, and we're going to get our stone and just pull it back through each of these, and this will give us kind of top section. And what we're going to do now is take 5 blocks out of this, so 1 2 3 4 5, and this will be for the grey wall, and they're for the dark patches that you see, which are the maintenance floors, I think, on the World Trade Centers. Obviously you need maintenance floors on skyscrapers just to house all your systems, stuff like that. So we'll just do 5 blocks for that. 1 2. I've done 6. Oh, it doesn't matter. Right, and what we're gonna do is just pull it across on all 5. You can put it on the silver blocks or silver iron blocks. It doesn't matter. I did 5. TU19 for some reason it's kind of made things laggy. I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but it definitely has for me. It's just randomly made everything lag, especially when I open the menu like that. It lagged to get that open. And I don't know whether it does the same for you, but it's really annoying. And what we're going to do now is come on underneath of it and just place stone blocks again to line it. And if I show you around here, you've kind of got the top section in there now. So what we're going to do now is, it doesn't matter here. We're going to go onto the stone bits here, and we're going to get stone bricks or cobblestone stairs, whatever you want, and place downstairs, try and get my words out here, on these ones, and we'll place them the right way up in a second. But come to the other side because you'll have to do something in a second, and you want them opposite each other like this, if you haven't noticed I was doing that. And that's because of a small building error that I had, and that'll come apparent just as I finish up. Where should we put it? Where does this go? Let's go 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. It goes here. You place up downstairs block there, just in the middle. And what I should have done with that is put it like that. So what you get is a central divide from the main series of stairs. And what we're going to do now is exactly the same, and I've done that the wrong way, but upside down, so you kind of got a difference in them. And this is because at the top of the building for the World Trade Center, similar to the bottom of the building, it does a kind of thing with the columns. And if you don't know, the old World Trade Center, I should say, is a tube design. So that means it's got to be kind of big just to house its central column, which I have done here. It should be big enough to put that in, a large central column, and that's going to be the right way up as well. So that's what your top should look like, with these the right way up, the ones on the outside edges facing, should we call that in or out? We'll call that outwards. So on the far edges you put them facing outwards, and then in, out, and then in the middle bit put them by themselves, just like that. So what we're going to do now is fall to the bottom of the building, and we're going to raise up 60 blocks. So if you use your maps, you can climb up 60 blocks, and on the 61st block, what we're going to do is get another set of 5, and if it's clear on the recording, I am starting to lag for some reason. Like I was saying a second ago, the T19 is just, it's lagging. I might have to cut here and just restart it because I don't know. We might power through. We'll power through, it's fine. See, look, it eventually just eases out, but it's quite annoying. I was building this earlier to get set up for this video, and the amount of lag I was getting, and that was just huge. And when you're trying to put in these columns, which you'll do in a second, it's kind of crazy. It's really annoying because it took me probably a good hour and a half to place the blocks on those because it just kept messing up because of all this lag. I don't know why, and I hope I can't remember if Microsoft or Mojang own this now, because there was some deal, wasn't there, if I remember, where they sold it for a couple billion or whatnot. I hope they sort that out, especially the menu lag as well, because that's really irritating. And what we're going to do now is, so you should have here, this should be your 60th block, and 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. And now we're going to go up to the 100th block, and on 101 to 105, you're going to do exactly the same thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can just cut through all of these, and I, for some reason, can't get through. Oh, there we go. And this, like I say earlier, you'll have your little maintenance floors just going through, and that's the 4th block. So it just seems easier to have you guys build these columns before cutting through type thing, because if we were to do this now, earlier, and then place the columns around it, it's a bit painful. It takes too much time. That's why the floors you'll see in a second, I've also done it that way as well. It's a bit easier to do it that way. Okay, so if we drop down to the bottom of the building again, you should see now this is what your building should be looking like if I'm doing this right. What you can do is come up to this bit, and let's see, count up from this block here, go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on the 5th block, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th block, line it all the way. And what you should start to see is, it depends on your floor size, you should be having, I do 4 blocks high, so I have this room of 3 in the middle. What you should see is that it becomes easier to place them and such, but if you've got the lag like I have, it's really irritating. And if I just went on a tangent there, it's because someone came and brought me a drink, but I'm sorry about that. So I do a few floors with you here. So like I say, I do 4 high, so you've got a gap of 3. And I'll come back to the glazing in a second. But if you do this all the way up to these bits here, if you do them 4 high, you'll come up 2 below this, and that's fine. It doesn't matter. The maintenance floors only need a little bit inside just for serves and stuff. And then what we're going to do similarly is come up 2 more after this grey strip. So pause the video now if you haven't done these already. If you have, we'll just continue. So what you should have again is this going through, and I don't need to repeat this, I'll just do this one line and I'll go to the top of it. So once again we'll go up, and here you should see it stop at 1 block below the grey strip. and that's fine again. So if you have your building like this, it's normal, you're doing it right. If you haven't, try and fix it. And if you can't fix it, ask me and I'll sort it for you. But so that's that, and you should have your 4 high, 3 high gap as well inside, and then above this is 1 high, but here it's going to be 2 high, and on the 3rd block we just do the line again, and we continue with our floors. So what you should see from the outside is the building starts to look like the World Trade Center does, where you've got the main columns and strips of floors, just like this when it's done. And I'm just going to quickly sleep, so we'll do that, and I'll just give you a quick tip on the glazing, and we can probably start the roof because we did the top line, didn't we? So on the glazing, you should leave 2 or whatnot for doors. You can do what you want with doors. I'll let you do it on this one. And if you haven't on this, what you should do is, what am I doing? Oh yeah, we should have this doubled up like this on all 4 layers. So all the way around the building, double it up at the bottom. And if you've done your foundations on the inside, which a few of you probably would have done, on the 2nd block in, just place your glazing. And I don't know if you need to do it there, but you can do. You might have glowstone there, it just adds a bit of light in. You'll have your glazing on the inside blocks, you do that there, and similarly all the way up the building, so there, and on this part especially, like that. And then when you get into the main columns of these, put them there, just all the way up the building. And this is why it's time consuming, it just takes ages to just put them all in. Like I say, it's the first time for me building this building as well, so you can change this up if you want. And have a quick drink. What you can do is just change it up to however you like. Maybe you don't like the stone there, maybe you don't like the grey wall, whatever you want. And basically that's the south tower. So we'll come up to the roof and we'll just finish off the roof, because what you can do is you can begin to fill yours in. I've just kind of filled most of it in already so that I can save time here and make this tutorial as quick as possible for you guys. And there's a huge amount of lag up here, Jesus. We'll find a central block, and the easiest way to do that is by finding this block here, the odd one out in the mix, and just follow that up and use the other side as well, and you'll have this. Now I'm going to do the north tower, and basically the only thing that's different for the north tower is that it doesn't have this huge antenna on the top, which we will have here. And what we're going to do is swap our stone stairs and our grey wool out, and probably our stone, and we'll replace those with cobblestone stairs, iron bars, and if you want you can use chisel quartz if you're on the modern city texture pack, whatever it's called. But where do they keep those? Oh yeah, here they are. And also stone slabs. So what we're going to do is on our central block, we're going to raise this up by 25. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And we're going to get rid of our 25th block and get rid of our glass panes, because we don't actually need those either. And we'll just put on a piece of glowstone on the top, and that will be like our aircraft warning light. And on the 4 edges, oh wait, that's glowstone, we can do this and raise it up by 10. Let's see, 5 or 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do 5 on these just to take a look. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, we'll do it by 10. Or 5. I don't know. You decide whether you want it 5 or 10. And around the bottom, we're just gonna kind of like, we'll go up 3 here, 2, and then 1 on the sides. So once again, 3 in the middle, 1 on the sides, and 2 in the middle. 3 in the middle, 2 on the sides. There you go. 3 in the middle, 2 on the sides, 2 there. And that will give us a kind of start base. So let's just see. I don't like how I've done this for some reason. Like I say, it's first time building this as well. You can change your antenna, it doesn't matter, but I'll leave it like that for now. It looks alright. But you can change it if you want. And all we need to do now is on our antenna just decorate it with kind of odd looking radio things, because it's what it looks like. Well, it's what it did look like, sorry, when it was built. So it's just kind of got loads of random aerials on it and stuff, just like so. Put one more on. And now what you can start to do is just get a few of these. We'll get some air vents going in. So 2 blocks apart, and then 2 across like this, and just put the cobblestone walls between them. Now if you don't want to watch roof features, it's fine, but you can just decorate the roof with these. But the south tower doesn't need that, it's only north tower. And what you can also do is get our cobblestone walls, and we'll find these central parts. So what have we got? 3 in the middle, and we'll go 1, 2, 3 out again like that. And you'll see what I'm doing with these in a second. Okay, we'll just do this, and this will be like, there's a little walkway, if I remember, on top of the building. So I think they're on both, I'm not entirely sure, I can't really remember. But this was for tourists, I think. And I think they did have a kind of viewing platform type thing with binoculars and stuff. Or something like that. You might want to make it a little bit lower, you do what you want. But you can also just possibly put on, actually yeah, I should have made this lower, but you can just kind of make it like this, so that, yeah, and put on some kind of feature. I don't know how to do it. We'll pretend that looks like some kind of binoculars type thing. But that's basically the World Trade Center. Roof features, you can do what you want with them. Just if you've got the North Tower, make sure you have some kind of antenna on it, similar to that. And I just want to finish this because it's going to bug me if I don't. Get your rails out. What's that? What's activator rail? I've never heard of that before. Is that TU19? I might check out what that does. And this will look, if we do this, it will look like the spinny part, the turbine for the air systems and whatnot. And I think that, in a nutshell, strange expression, is the World Trade Center. So if we go onto this side, this is what yours should look like. This, and you should have 2, obviously, your North Tower, which would be the one with the antenna, and your South Tower without the antenna. And we can see now the comparison of old and new. I still haven't put glazing in this one because it's a test build, it's tutorial, so anything I do on here just gets left. But you can see why I didn't put this on my original build. It just looks, it's boring. I prefer modern, so this 1960s design, it's not really for me. But if you have enjoyed this tutorial, please leave a like and possibly subscribe, whatever you want to do. and I still haven't got used to these up-down controls. But thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.